Hi Mohan,
Hello, hi.
how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Very well. It's nice to meet you. Um, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from India.
Okay, cool. You
India
sound
Bank.
Bangalore. You say
Yes.
Bangalore? Wonderful. Okay, I'd love to. I'd love to go to Bangalore.
Nice
Um,
to hear.
I can already see and hear that you have a very good command of English.
Thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
So what would you like to do today? What brings you to Cambly? English, of course, but is there anything specific that you want to practice, try, or no?
Yes, before that, I just would like to know whether it's getting recorded. This video is getting recorded.
I think I may be getting recorded. I'm not sure. Cambly, I think their policy is to record. They may be recording me. I don't know if they're recording you.
Okay, all right.
Are you
Yeah.
comfortable or not? Because if you're not comfortable, I think you're welcome to. I think you can close your screen so that your picture can't be seen if you're not comfortable. But it's up to you.
No, it's okay. No problem. So I just
Cool.
wanted to,
Yeah.
the video should be on. So to at least I can interact with you virtually
Yeah.
face to face.
Of
Nice
course.
to see
Good. No,
you.
that's good. Yeah. You too. No, I think it's nicer to see the person you're speaking to. Definitely. Um,
Yeah.
so,
What can I call you?
Alex.
Alex.
Um, yeah, Alex
Nice name,
is.
actually. Quite a well-known name globally.
Yes, it's quite a popular name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a bit about myself. I'm from the UK, from London originally. I now live in Greece with my wife and daughter. Um, I worked as a project manager before. I became an English tutor, so I started tutoring when I came to Greece, and I've done my TESOL certificate. So hopefully that gives me a bit of experience and will hopefully make me a little bit useful apart from just being able to make a conversation. And what brings you to Camberley specifically? What do you
Yes.
want to do?
No, thanks for asking that. Actually, what brought me here is to Camly is because I just wanted to improve my accent, and
Yeah.
secondly, like I want to improve my speaking skills, flawlessly speaking skills. And I
Hmm.
have seen many people across the globe, they have enrolled on Cambly, and they're speaking very well. I think,
Good.
yeah, that brought me here by looking those videos on YouTube and the Cambly videos. So that brought me here to to enroll for this with this Cambly. So also one of the important thing what I notice here, I see globally people are available like from different countries with a different accent, where I can choose a tutor and learn whatever the accent I wanted to learn and whatever the speaking skill, the ability I have allowed to develop.
Mm.
So that's a very good platform, online platform. What I feel like, thanks to technology for enabling us
Yeah.
to, yeah, so bring
Yeah.
us together. Yeah. So learn from
Definitely.
globally. Wow.
I think you have. I think you've hit the nail. Do you know this expression? To hit the nail on the head. It's an English expression. Have you heard this before?
No.
Um, it's an idiom. Um, um, to hit the nail on the head. It means to make your point, to make the point absolutely correctly, to
Um,
get it totally correct. When you
thank
say something and it's totally correct, you hit the nail on the head. Um, and I agree. I think it's a good. So your motivation is to become more fluent, to improve your pronunciation, and to be able to hear different people talk, speak,
Yeah.
so that you will improve your listening skills as well. Is that correct? Um,
Right, you're right.
Good. Yeah, I think this is
Good idiom.
Cambly is very good. It's a good
Good
idiom.
idiom. Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, your English, firstly, your English is very good. I think you'll have no problem. I think it's just as you say, maybe it's for you, maybe it's listening. I don't know, maybe it's hearing people, maybe more than your grammar, maybe learning new vocabulary, and maybe more native idiomatic language like that, you know. Um, so we can practice, we can talk things. What do you do? What do you do?
Alex, actually, I work for a company, multinational company. So now working as a manager. So
Okay,
obviously, as a manager, definitely leadership skills are most important thing. In
yeah.
order to exhibit your leadership skills, the main key skill is the communication skill. What I
Mm.
see. So in order to communicate well, I need to improve my language skills.
So most of your interactions are in English through your work, with your work?
Yes, it's 99% is in English.
Okay, yeah. So I have a couple of students who are the same in Greece. Their work is mainly done in English, and we practice sometimes and talk about ways we say to hedge our language or grade it, grade our language, which is for management or in the workplace, I'm sure you do all the time, is to say something, but maybe indirectly, to be polite, but to convey your message clearly. Um, so English is full of very hedging, grading language. When we say, would you like to do something? You know this, of course. It's not, do you want to do something? It's, would you like to do something? Do you mind if I ask you about this? Could you possibly, this kind of language, but more workplace specific sometimes. So maybe if you want to talk in the future, we could talk through some scenarios or talk through some situations that you use this language, or you would probably use this language in the workplace if you would like to do that.
True, true. I completely understand and agree with your suggestions. Uh, yeah, another thing is like sometimes when we wanted to express our thoughts in an organized way, and secondly, when you put across your thoughts and ideas in an organized format, that is a problem we are facing actually. Sometimes we are unable to articulate the thoughts and ideas what we have in our mind. So that's one of
Mhm.
the challenging part for us. And another thing is continuously, yeah, in order to improve English, actually, what we are doing, as you rightly said, the initially in our conversation, we just spoke about probably listening and hearing, or probably reading. So these are the things we are doing. So when it comes to expressing your thoughts, expressing your ideas, and communicating your ideas and thoughts to others is one of the most challenging thing. How can we
Yeah.
overcome from this kind of challenge?
Perhaps you could do things like if you're trying to give someone an instruction or give them a task, if you break it down just very simply with the language that you have and you say, I would like you to do this for me. Firstly, can you do this? Secondly, this. And finally, I need this. And just be very segmental in what you say. Keep your language short and specific with some polite words around it to make it softer, and just take your thought process. So try to make your thinking as clear as possible. I'm sure with projects or problems you try to solve, you break them into your component parts. In the same way, when you're giving instructions or you're asking someone to do something, do the same with your language. Just use little segments, sentences, clauses, and use stages, firstly, secondly, and then finally these kind of words to break the problem down for the person you are speaking to. And
Right.
I think, and just to keep it as simple as possible, I think maybe is a way you can do this. And the listening and things, this is practice that talking to someone like me or another tutor, your ear will become clearer over time. Or and other things is we can practice words that sometimes naturally, when people speak, they get merged together. Um, we call it catenation, when words, vowels jump onto the next word, or when a number of words sound like one word. This is quite common in any language, but by talking, we can identify those patterns and you can train yourself to listen for them.
Right. Thank you for that. And according to you, like since you are a tutor in a institute, but I think you may have a lot of ideas and knowledge about language skills, especially like as an individual. What are the like a few things in a like a native languages like me, like who's English is a non I'm a non-native speaker of English. So, what do you suggest to for an individual to improve their communication skill, especially English? Like, what are the things that we can make it as a daily routine to improve our skills, language skills?
Listening, radio, the BBC, films, series, American, British, as much exposure to people talking as possible. Use subtitles. I think that is a good way of doing it.
Mhm.
I think obviously talking as much as possible on a forum like this. Um, and I think the whole package, I think the writing, you can't forget writing as well. And listen to the way that words are used, their meaning is different in different contexts. So when you hear a word that you recognize, try and link it to the context that we're talking about, because they can change, the meaning can change. Um, so a mug, we call a mug a cup, but a mug is also to, when it's a verb, can be to rob someone. So there is these kind of things. You might hear a word that you recognize, but its meaning is different in another context. So I think it's just when you're talking to someone like me, saying, "Ah, you said this." Just, when you recognize, do you mean this? Questioning what someone means, and don't be afraid to make mistakes, because your English is good enough to communicate what you mean, but
Right.
maybe to understand exactly what the other person means, you just need to not be afraid of asking someone, what do you mean by that? And just, I think, yeah, practice as much as possible, but consciously listen to how they use the words and in what situation they are using the words in.
Very well said. Thanks, Alex. When you say about listening, so definitely listening is not an easy task. It's one of the most important thing what I heard. If speaking is silver, I heard one of the like phrase here. If speaking is silver, I heard listening is a gold.
I think, yeah, you are is very correct. I think speaking is important. I'm learning Greek, and for me, pronunciation is very difficult because I might learn the word, I think I learn it, and then when I try and say it, the person I'm speaking to doesn't understand me. But listening and hearing how the words are said means that I learn how to pronounce them better.
Yeah,
And also, like we were saying about separating the words, how, and the way the sentences are structured, where the subject is, where the object is. You hear you hear that when you hear other people, natives speaking, and maybe how they play with the language. Um,
yeah.
so
So Another thing is like, what is the like a difference between active listening and passive listening, empathetic listening?
Well, active